Welcome to Beeding Hill. That down there, as you can tell by this amazing view, I'll show you roughly. There's the old Beeding Cement Works, or the chimney of it. There is, you can just about see there. Well, you can't now, it's blurred, but there you go. You can see the cathedral at Lancing and the Brighton training grounds. Unfortunately, this camera is not as good as my eyes, so you can't really tell that there's wind turbines visible from here. I'll go back to regular view. There we go. It is, however, one damn good view, gotta admit. Look at that. Just about to see over there is Bramber. Well, admit, I'm unsure which way I should go from here. Do I go up or do I go down? If I go down first, I gotta come back up. But if I go up first, I can come down afterwards. I think I've just answered my own question, don't you? And hello, from me personally. Still at Beeding Hill, look at that view. Actually, let's go over here, see, that gives you an idea. Look at that. Not bad, is it? Even from that side. It's not bad at all. And to the side of me, sheep. Let's walk. Now the reason I'm here today is, rather than I want to, is that it was too nice a day not to get out. You know? There was barely any wind, which made it perfect for recording. And it wasn't too warm, so I'm not going to be sweating profusely. It's just nice. Really, really nice. I mean, look at all that lot. All right there. I think I might have to stop and take a photo. Must also admit I was going slightly mad this morning. I remember I kept saying I was going to do my walk to the North Folly. Oh, just again up. Don't know if it's me then, or just vloggers in general. What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments. Beg your pardon? I think you just swore at me. Probably called me a vlog wanker or something. Still, they're going to be like that, I'll show you. Look. There they are. All the sheep, all the haters. Yeah, I don't think I don't see you looking down at me. Magnificent. Really, really is up here. I should have done this ages ago, you know that? Now, that's what I was saying. I was really planning to go to the North Folly today. I woke up early, not intentionally, mind you, I just couldn't get back to sleep. I actually planned to sleep in a bit this morning. So I thought, since I'm not going jogging today, I'll get up slightly later and then go out. Never did, mind you. And my dad said to me earlier this morning, he said, "What are you doing today, Jim?" I was about to say North Folly, but now I said like an idiot. Oh, nothing. I ain't got nothing planned. I thought to myself, why do I do that? It's like, we were talking about fears last night with my Cognitive Behaviour Therapy, and one of the things I do have a fear of is telling people I've got plans. I don't know why. People say to me, "James, what are you doing today?" And I'll have something planned. I'll be like, "Oh, nothing. I've got nothing planned." Even though I do. "What are you up to, James?" "Oh, nothing." You're always up to something. I mean, really, when people say they're not up to anything, it usually means they just don't want to tell you. I don't do that. I think I mentioned this last night in my Cognitive Behaviour Therapy video. I forget which number it is, because I think it might be number 8. Pretty certain it's number 8. Could be number 7. The number will be on the screen about now to let you know. Actually, I'll probably just put the thumbnail up, it'd be easier. But if you're watching this, chances are you can find my videos anyway. Now, here's a funny thing. Out of all my videos, the most popular one with 82 views is part 3 of my Cognitive Behaviour Therapy series. It's crazy, it's got 82 views. The others have got less than half of that combined. YouTube is a strange thing, you know that? I'd love to know how the algorithm truly works. Really would. I mean, my most popular video is the one where I talk about Norwich, called I Went to Norwich. You'll see a thumbnail on the screen about now. That, ironically, is until yesterday, or today I should say, was my most popular video ever. And it's strange because I thought, one of my travel videos would have been the most popular ones. But no, strange really. But enough about the algorithm. How are you people doing today? Are you making the most of the beautiful weather? I hope so. If you can, that is. I do appreciate that not everybody can just take a spontaneous trip to the country. I can, I'm lucky. I can do that. So I'm just... amazing views. It's like... up here it looks so different, yet you know it all. See? Well, you probably can't really see properly because this is a phone, not a super expensive camera. Then again, doing this with a phone simply proves that you can do a video like this on a budget. Not many people can. Well, most people could, but they don't think they can. Now, where was I for? Oh yes, my fears. I've been still trying to think of 10 legitimate fears I could put on my list. And I'm really struggling, because considering I'm scared of most things, but most things are just stupid little things. You know? It's like, I fear starting a new job. My main fear is screwing up and not be able to do anything else. And it will kind of confirm that really I just can't do anything. But the truth is I can. I really should have a lot more faith in myself. But again, it's one of the reasons I started doing this vlog, because I thought getting out there and talking to people, you people that is, the ones watching or listening. If you are watching, I hope you're listening too. Then again, if you're not listening, you're not going to hear this, so it doesn't really matter. But I thought, getting out there, it'll put me on the right track, Because as of right now, I'm 40, coming up 41. I haven't done really a lot with my life, Spent most of it hiding away in my own mediocrity. And sometimes I want to cry when I think about that. Other times I just want to hit myself. But as I said before in my videos, it's never too late to do what you want. Within reason, of course. Never too late within reason to do what you want. And I sincerely mean that, okay? Because I know I'm not the only one out there. And I know there are people watching and listening, because I do get people who comment regularly on these videos, which is great. If you are one of the regulars, you know who you are. Hello. Yeah, personal hello. And where was I? Oh yes, never too late. It really isn't too late, people, to do what you want or what you think you want. Because I've always said I wanted to travel and see the world, but mostly I'm a cow, so I tend to stick to one comfort. I also said I wanted, a loving relationship, which I never quite got, if I'm honest. None of them did really work out or go the way I wanted. But you know what? It's okay. Worse things happen in life. As many regrets as I may have, I'm actually very privileged still. And I've led a very good life compared to a lot of people in this world. I mean, I know I complained just now about relationships not really fulfilling me emotionally or anything, or any other way really, but you know what? There are people out there, okay, who have settled down with people who make them feel like that. It's like, I remember with my last relationship, I was always on edge, you know. I had that little thing, you know, where I can't say what I really think, you know, or I must just accept the way that they think or the way they want to do something. So, one time we were out, we got some donuts, pack of 4, 2 each. We had one each, and my girlfriend said to me, have these later. I thought, okay, fair enough. Sorry, but if you see me stopping like this, it's just me stopping to admire the view. It's absolutely magnificent up here. Anyway, took them back to the hotel room. And I thought we'd have them there. But I was like, no, you have these tomorrow. 2 donuts will turn you into a fatty. And I was convinced I was a fatty, and she was convinced she was. I don't think she was, in my opinion, but my attempts to explain otherwise were just ignored. Anyway, we stuck them in the fridge, despite my pleas of, that's going to ruin the donuts, you know. And true enough, next day they were dry and hard and unedible, or inedible, should I say. And you know, it's funny really, because, well, I say please, I mentioned it once and then I said okay. You know, I should have argued a bit more. Then again, I should have just said, you know what, I want the second donut today, so I'm going to eat it today. But I didn't. Never did. And it wasn't the only time, and it's been my life up, pretty much the story of my life really. I've never really said what I wanted, or I barely said what I wanted. So I remember there was another time we was in Singapore, we got some food, and the girlfriend said, don't want to eat all that now, eat half and eat half later. I said okay. Back to the room. Next morning I thought, ooh, I still got that food. And my girlfriend said, you don't want to eat that. You don't want to eat breakfast. Eating that anyway will make you fat. And like an idiot, I said, okay. When eating, you know what we do with that food? We threw it away. What I should have said was, I'm going to eat because I'm hungry. And you know, there's a million, not quite a million, that's an exaggeration, but there's tons of examples like that in my relationships where I've done this, where I've wanted to do something and I've said, you know what, we'll do what you want, or I won't do that thing I want. It's like that joke you see on Facebook, you know, if someone says, you know, my wife wanted a dog, I didn't, so we compromised and got a dog. That is my relationship mantra. It's part of being a people pleaser, which is something I'm trying to get out of. Although there is this fear in me that come a relationship, I'll just go straight back to it. Of course, it never works out, because all the time you do what the other person wants and you never think of your own feelings or wants, you will eventually become resentful. And you eventually reach the point where you're thinking, what's the point in this? It's just me doing what you want all the time. And of course, you say something, then suddenly it's like, you're a different person now. You have changed, and you know, from that point on, the relationship is doomed. I don't say anything wrong with doing what the other person wants. I mean, being selfless is a great thing, mind you. But there is a line. You've got to draw a line somewhere and say, no, today I'm going to say what I want. I'm going to say what I feel, and I'm going to do what I want. It's for a change. Because there are tons of people out there, okay, who are like me, and they've settled down with their partners. They've gotten married, they've had kids, and they're probably be miserable for the rest of their lives. It's quite sad thinking about it. I mean, some will get the bravery to leave and start a new life, but a lot of them won't. I'm thinking about it. That could have been me. I could be one of those people that settled with a partner who I was never truly happy with and unable to be myself around, and I would never have left them because I will admit now, I'm a coward. There you go. Still can't see much probably. But yeah, I'm a coward. I will admit now. If I settled down with one of my exes who made me feel incomplete, I would probably still be with them. I've always had the privilege of not being tied financially to another person, so I've always been able to just, leave relationships. But you know what? I did vow that I was going to stop this year. And it will stop. I said I was going to get my life in order this year. I will. One day at a time, I'm getting in order. I can do it, and so can you, if you haven't already. Because there's nothing wrong with what you want. There's nothing wrong with saying what you want or saying what you feel. If anything, it's a good thing. Of course, there's a fine line between being yourself and doing what you want and selfishness. Just try not to go too far the other way, people, that's all I would say. Which is honestly a legitimate fear that I have. Always been this legitimate fear that if I go too far, or if I say too much, then I'm exactly the thing I ended up hating, or the thing I didn't want to become. You know? There is a fine line, but you know what? If I ever crossed it, I probably wouldn't see it. But with this vlog, it becomes a lot more clearer. Because I can talk about things, what I do. I can talk about how I feel. I can talk about what I want. And what I'm saying is that you should start your own vlog too. If you want to get your life in order, start a vlog. You never know. You might just meet someone or inspire another person. I mean, someone said once on a previous video that I inspired them. And, yes, as I was saying, I really wanted, or mostly my dream was to travel. But if I'm honest, much as I love it, it doesn't always make me happy. I end up doing the same things I do now. I end up getting in this big rut of indecisiveness. It's like, last year I went to Strasbourg on my own. And I had these plans for things, and I ended up getting in my rut of indecisiveness, like, what do I do today? Where do I go? And it was about just over the halfway point in the holiday. So I said, do I want to go to Colmar? I mean, I went once before, but it wouldn't hurt to go again. And I sat in this big pile of indecision, thinking, what do I do? And I never went to about 11 o'clock. I did eventually go. And when I was there, I was mostly depressed, if I'm honest. Absolutely depressed for most of it. Because I thought to myself, this is nice, but I'm on my own. Everyone around me was with someone. And what I really like when I travel is just to walk. Just find a nice, pretty old town, just walk around and look at the nice buildings. Maybe get a cake and a drink, and that's about it. And so far, I've yet to meet the person who wants to do that with me. One day I'll find them, I know that. I mean, there are people out there. As I always say, if I'm like this, then there's other people too. And they're probably thinking it's that same thing I do half the time. I won't meet anyone like me, I'm just weird. But you're not weird, really. You're just unique. You just don't want what other people around you always want. And that why people is I often end up travelling on my own. Because it's hard to find someone who wants to do what I want. Don't get me wrong though, it was a great holiday. I have no regrets about going, and apart from one or apart from 2 days while I was in a bit of a weird mood. I suppose really you could argue the last day I was in a weird mood, so maybe 2 and a bit. We'll say 2 and a bit for argument's sake. So I'm honest, by the Sunday I just wanted to go back home. I loved it there, but being on your own sometimes can do a number on you. I know that. I mean, most people who do solo travel usually end up making friends. I was never really the type who could do that. It's like I said in my CBT video yesterday, I cannot talk to people. I mean, people I know it's a bit different, but you know, just ended up in conversation with strangers, just something I've always struggled with. And okay, didn't think the gate would. We're going to have owned a bit more than that. No, I'm really surprised I haven't seen anyone else here yet. Look, berries behind me. I think that's a hollyberry tree. I had an ex-girlfriend who tried a hollyberry once. I didn't want to. They said it was bitter and sour. I suggested that you probably shouldn't eat because people don't eat them generally. You know, I figured if they were nice, you know, you'd see them for sale in shops and stuff. Yeah, funny story. Oh yes, that's what I was saying. See, I struggle to talk to strangers. It's always a struggle because there's always that. And when a stranger does grab me in conversation, there's always that part of me that thinks, let's just bail out. When can we bail out? And there's all the other voices of me saying, well, I've got several with you. One is saying, let's get out of here. One is saying, ooh, potential new friend. And the other third one is saying, shut up. Don't tell them what you're thinking. Otherwise, they just think you're weird and walk off. Although that's kind of what the first force wants as well. Ironic, really. I'm a massive contradictions, as I keep saying. Part of me thinks I always will be. Well, it hurts my hand holding this self-stick like this, walking. So I'm going to cut this off for now and let my hand rest. Okay, so I've reached the top of this hill bit I was looking at. You wouldn't be able to see it because the camera was focused on me at the time. Now, I wanted to show you this because I found what is slightly interesting. The remains of an old structure. Now, I'm guessing it hasn't recently been long gone because you've got this metal pole here. There's another one down there. Although saying that, the overgrown stuff here tells you it has been gone a while. I guess no one's just come for the metal. Now, I don't know what this was. Probably, considering where we are, probably a barn of some sorts. But there's something about this, you know? The history of this place. It's recent, granted, it's not going to end up in the book, but stuff used to happen here. Stuff used to happen and now it doesn't. And this fascinates me. I saw that side from all the way up down there, but all I saw was a bit of metal, so I thought maybe it's just a little metal fence or something. Of course, I have no way of knowing what was here. But one can only speculate. There's a big glass down there. That could be from anything there. Judging by how overgrown, I'm guessing nothing happens here now. I think it's a shame, really, that this whole area here is concreted over and nothing happens. But that is life. Obviously, the building fell into disrepair and just wasn't worth keeping. Okay, there's a bit more glass down there. Glad I've got these shoes on now. No. I know a vlogger who does a shot like that. He just puts his camera down, you just look at his feet walking. Aim for a few seconds, sort of his B-roll. You know the way sometimes I'll just stand somewhere like this for about 5-10 seconds, just stand there. It's kind of like that. It's an interesting approach. Bit. We'll never know. Well, I'll probably never know what this was. I'll probably take some photos so we can put it on local Facebook, see if someone knows. Anyway, it's probably time I headed back anyway. The further you go out on these walks, the further you got to go back. It's one thing you always need to remember. And I am now walking back. I thought, rather than give you my face, so I can just get stressed around, right? Rather than give you my face, I thought I'd let you look at the view that I saw. And this is something else, is it not, people? I mean, granted, I know most of you won't be local to where I am, but I guarantee you got views that are just as spectacular as this, if not better. Now, I want to talk about dopamine for a bit, because that's one problem I have. It's not so much that I don't have it, it's that I waste it on things. Dopamine often gets wasted on things like doom scrolling and indecisiveness. And I saw a video yesterday or the day before, I think it was the day before actually, about dopamine, and the thumbnail will be on the screen about now. So remember, one of the things it said was, we surround ourselves with so many distractions, so when we don't have a distraction, we tend to fall apart. And I realised that is very true. It's like most times when I go out, first thing I do is I'll get my headphones out and give myself something to listen to, something to distract myself with. If I sit down for 5 minutes, first thing I do is get out my phone and look at social media. And these are things that do cause problems, I think, for a lot of people. Some more than others, obviously. But social media itself is not a bad thing, and nor are these distractions. It's the way we use them. We become addicted to them. That is when it becomes a bad thing. Excuse me. And I took my headphones out with me today, because I always do when I go out, because I just like having distractions. But I haven't put them on yet, which I thought was quite good. Then again, I wasn't really planning to today. They were more of a backup. But I know not having them as a backup would have thrown me out. So I remember about 5 years ago this would be now, I think. 4 or 5 years ago, I think it was now. After the pandemic, anyway. Not long after, I went to Dungeness and Lyd. And I forgot to take my headphones with me, which put a bit of a dampener on the day. I remember, and it was a nice enough day, but after what, I went home earlier than I should have done, really. Not having them on me did kind of put me in a weird mood. Then again, the same thing happened to me when I went to Eastbourne at some point, about a year later. I even looked in a branch of Curry's on the way there to see if I could pick up a bear, before realising how stupid it was. You know, I'm just going to pay good money for a distraction for what is basically one day out. I mean, they would have served us a spare, but in hindsight, I wouldn't have been able to charge them anyway, I don't think. Sorry. And this is something I often do now. I always take my headphones with me. If I forget them, I go back home and grab them. If I realise I've forgotten them early anyway. Excuse me, people, I've got a shoelace that needs retying. And I'm back. It's always the left shoelace that comes undone for me, never the right. Now, back to what I was saying. Distractions. They can cause a lot of problems in life. I think they have for me. Because think about it, I've had Walkman. My first portable listening device was a Walkman. This was back in the 90s. I used to like that going out. I was about 13, 14, when they got me this job delivering leaflets, and I always had to have something to listen to. Always. So even back then, the silence was sometimes, deafening almost. It's a strange saying that. Silence is deafening, but it really is at times. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, what I mean is, without the headphones to distract you with music or whatever it is you're listening to, you've got to deal with the voice in your head. That's if you have one. I do. I have several. They mostly criticise me and basically put me in a position that I've basically let myself get into in life now. Really. I've had these since I was a teenager, and I never really thought about it at the time because I just presumed everyone was like me. But as it turns out, they're not. Not everyone is me. I'm not weird. I am unique though. And there are plenty of others out there just like me. But I never said anything before because I was always worried that I might just come across as a bit mental, which I think is a legitimate concern. But I was saying that if I said something I was younger, I probably could have gotten the help I needed. Maybe. Not that it bears thinking about. Now this is, I'm telling you this because I want you to show how far my distractions actually go. Or how far back I've always sought a distraction to things. And the desire to distract myself from reality has always been there, in one form or another, Thinking about it, it was about 30 years ago when I first discovered that I could fall asleep to TV. I used to recall shows that I found funny and put them on the long play option, so if you had a 4-hour tape you could play it for 8 hours. You can get like 8 hours of comedy on one tape. Stop it for the advert so that it was never ending. And those tapes served me well until videotapes became obsolete. I got over that for a bit, then I went back, then I stopped, then I went back, and that is my life story. I've always sought a distraction, but not today. I mean, you could argue that flogging is my distraction today, although I find it much easier to vent here than I do most places. After videos, there was DVDs with the repeat all option, so you could just find a DVD and just put it on repeat. And then came streaming. Nowadays I fall asleep to something on streaming. Shouldn't do really, because it's not a good habit to have. But I find it comforting, if I'm honest. The fear of me is very strong at the moment, and I'm taking all the comfort I can at the moment to help me get to sleep at night, which is not a bad thing. That is a habit I intend to get out of soon. I said I was going to get out of the habit this year. Or rather, I said, new year, new me. And it's only August now, so coming up September. And there's still plenty of time to get that new me. It really is. Now today, I haven't used any distractions, and I don't count flogging as a distraction. Because when I wasn't flogging, I was walking and I was actually feeling really good about myself. My thoughts were positive, and there were no negative ones. And even though I had the distraction on me, I chose not to use it. Now, back to the video I put the thumbnail up for earlier. They talked about how to get out of these things, you've got to challenge yourself. You've got to challenge yourself to do the things you want to do. And It's like if you don't want to lie on your head when you go out without them. But you shouldn't think about it, it's a good idea. And it's something I'm going to have to really put an effort into doing soon. Or I'm going to, I should say. So a lot of people can do this. I struggle, I will admit. But I can do it. So can you people. And this video went on to say that things like, you know, if you want to do something in what's like, or the example used was reading. If you want to sit at a table and do some reading, chances are you or me, or if you're like me, you'll find it challenging because you'll get up, you'll do your morning routine, then you'll sit on your phone for a bit. And that phone, this doctor said, takes away your dopamine. And it makes reading a chore. Now I will admit, I do find reading a chore at the moment. I like reading, but I find it a chore at the moment. And I'm trying to read a book saying, you mean I'm not just crazy, lazy or stupid? Something along those lines anyway. And I will admit, I struggle to read 10 pages at night. Bloody nettles. Should have worn my jacket really. Okay, through most of it. Actually, I think that's the worst of it actually. Glad I got trousers on. Then again, I haven't worn shorts for about 10-15 years. I forget why, but I just don't wear shorts anymore. Now, as I was saying, I do find reading a chore these days. And I said I was going to read 10 pages a night with that book. But so far I haven't done it. So far I've had it a week and I'm on page 40. So you can see how far I've actually gotten. And using screen time, if you will, for lack of, you know, to replace just mainly mucking about on your phone, because not everyone does social media on their phone. Some people play games, other people will do other things, you know, they just browse the web in general. Not everyone looks at social media. And doing that takes away the dopamine inside of us, or it uses it up. So when it comes to the things we want to do, we struggle. And one of the things you know deep down, but you never really think about it. And that led to me to downloading this app called Beeding or something like that. It's currently the most popular app in the United States, and it's free. What happens is, in this app you have this bean that knits, and you give it a name and you give it a time. You'll say, I want 60 hours, I want you to knit for say 60 minutes, an hour, and it will knit. But the thing is, see, you have to put your phone down and not touch it, because if you touch the phone, the bean gets distracted and annoyed, and it will get annoyed with you, and all the progress will be lost. So, and obviously, the more time you set for it to do, and the longer it does it, the more knit it does, the more points you get. And those points allow you to decorate this nice little home for the bean. And I think it's pretty cool. I've been using it a bit lately just because sometimes, you know, you'll just have a few minutes and you think, yeah, I'll check social media. Gotta go to the toilet? I know, I'll check social media while I'm here. Shouldn't do that, people, because it's a bit gross when you think about it. Always remember to clean your phone as well, because it goes everywhere with you almost. It's like, another example would be, I'm watching TV, oh look, adverts are on, let's stick my phone up rather than acknowledge the adverts. What you could do is, you go out to the kitchen, make yourself a cup of water, glass of water. It's all good, water is good. I drink a lot more water than I used to, and I do feel better for it. I mean, I'm fitter. I mean, I'm fighting this battle still, which is good. Did I mention that as part of this battle for mental health, I've ditched I've ditched a fair lot of salt in my diet. I've replaced sugar with sweetener. And I've cut out most of my caffeine intake as well. I'm quite impressed with myself, I must admit, because I didn't think I'd do this. I really didn't. So I remember when it all started when I got diagnosed with high blood pressure. And the doctor said to me, you want to eat whole foods and, cut down on salts and sugars and that. And I thought, there's no way I can do that. Because I'm not a big fan of whole foods, really, if I'm honest with you. I've always liked processed foods, which I will admit I found hard, but I'm getting there. One day at a time is what they say. And when I went I really decided to believe that I didn't have like a year left to live or whatever, and then I thought to myself, there's no way I'm going to do this. There's no way I'm going to, just cut down the foods, but I've actually done it. I mean, I've not cut salt, sugar and caffeine out 100%, but I've cut 90%. I've cut it down by 90%, which I think is really good. And I feel better for it, you know that? I think if I can get my mental situation in order, which I think I'm getting better at this year, my life will be pretty good and I'll have some actual hope. Because that's what I lack mostly, hope. The hope that things will get better. So I said I would like to meet someone, find love. I would like to travel more. Although travelling won't make me happy. It's the general life situation that makes you happy. And I try not to think about travelling too much because there's too many places I want to see. Just way too many. It's like international and national. So many things and places I want. Places to see, things to do. It's like being British, I have not really been to Cornwall, Scotland or Wales really. I mean, I did have 5 days in South Wales with my parents about 3-4 years ago. We saw Cardiff, Swansea, Newport and Barry Islands. Weren't bad. But I should have really... But honestly, I mean, I went to Scotland once about 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, it must be about 20 years ago now. I visited a friend up there, which was nice. But I didn't... it's only a fraction of Scotland which I've seen. I should see a lot more of it. There's Cornwall. There's the North East I haven't really done much with yet either. And that is me in a nutshell, people. I say I want to do things, but then I never actually do them. But as I said before, this is where it all changes. This is where I actually do it. I'm actually going to do it. Starting this year, my life gets better. And if you're wondering, this is a gate earlier which I said, I thought that would open a bit more than what it did. In case you want to know. This is the Monarch's Way. In case you're wondering that what it's all about. Supposedly, I think it's Charles, one of the kings, went on a route down the... I'll put the name on the screen so that you can all see. I'll probably, if I remember, I'll also put a link to the Monarch's Path in the description so you can have a look. Now, I realise I've been babbling on for what feels like an eternity, and it kind of probably has. And that is why I often say listeners instead of viewers, because I know not everyone's going to watch this. Some people are just going to leave this on as background noise, and that's fine. You want me as your background noise, that's fine. I hope it helps. I really do. But just know this. If you're struggling with something, you can overcome it. It may seem hard, it may seem impossible, you may not see a way out, but it is possible to overcome these things. And if I can do it, that should show that anyone else can as well. Yes, I am following that butterfly intentionally. It's nice to see. I'll probably end this soon, I think, because there's not much else one can really say. I'll let you enjoy the view one more time though. So I'm going to finish this for now anyway. James out for now. And I'm back just as I promised. Now I'm going home because it's been a good walk. I've been out about 2.5, 3 hours, which I think is pretty good. I've got a fair few steps in. Even met a few people. I will say, when you're traveling when you walk in the country, people are really nice and they always say hello. And I even had even made 1 or 2 words of conversation to people along the way home. I mean, it wasn't a full blown, but just little quips, more than just a good morning. There was this one bloke who said good morning. I said morning. He had his dog he's waiting for, and I said to him, always in their own time, isn't it? And it is with dogs, because I had a dog, as you know if you probably watched one of the videos where I talked about him. And he just said, yeah, it always is, and laughed. I laughed, and we walked on. It was nice. And I even had a nice little short conversation with someone else walking past. It was nice, and it just shows that I can actually do it. I can do the things I say I want to do. It's like that book says. You just got to face your fears and do it. Because each time you do it, the anxiety level starts up here and it goes down, down each time. And that is me in a nutshell. I let fear and anxiety control me. But not anymore. From today, I'm facing fears. I'm facing my fears, well, most of them anyway. And if you're watching this, I hope you do too. I hope you face one of your fears. Not the really bad fears, but just the little ones, The ones that you know deep down that you can overcome. But I'm going to leave it here. And until next time, I'm James. Bye.